All I do is punt.
Best offensive player and their best defensive player.
Welcome to the Outback to Endzone Podcast. Happy Thursday, 8. How are we?
Thank you, mate. Good, mate. How are you? Cheers.
Cheers.
Jamo.
Cheers, boys. How are we, lads? Doing all right?
Yeah, very good, very good. Intern, you excited for your big gig coming up?
Yeah, it shouldn't be too bad. Bit of practice for Savo. Went and bought myself like a sheet music stand, so it's getting real now. And yeah, looking forward to it, mate. It'll be good.
Give us a rundown, Intern. What are you playing? Give us at least 3 songs.
Well, I've got a 3-hour set list, Jamie, so there's plenty there. So it's a bit of Sam Fender, 17 Going Under will feature.
That's a favourite.
Yeah. Cyclone, Sticky Fingers, another personal favourite. And what else have I got in there? Dance in the Dark by the boss, Bruce Springsteen.
We gave it a little bit of a preview.
Yeah, a little bit of a plug. And it probably wasn't like my favourite one too that I've done and put up. So I was like, wouldn't have minded if you had gave me a word. I would have probably done one up a little bit better, but well. It's out there.
What about the Jimmy Barnes?
Well,
I was waiting for a bit of cold
big
cheers.
tickler friend of the show. He commented on the post and said, "Give us some Barnesy," and that is exclusively for bars in San Jose only because it's not something you need to see.
Well, I beg to differ. Oh, you were pumping that out in the Uber, and I think that was one of them, probably the funniest Uber rides I've ever been a part of.
We can just a bit of a sneak peek for Outback to Endzone trip tales later in the program.
Yep, exactly right. Put it this way, any Outback to Endzone trip you'll come on, you get a free rendition of When the War is Over by Ian Moss and Jimmy Barnes.
Might just need earplugs.
Yep.
Nah, it's worth the price of admission, honestly.
Enough about me. Let's get into it, lads.
Yeah, that's it. Well, we'll start off with Across the End Zone. Big news from a good friend of yours to start.
Yes, again, friend of the pod, one of my good mates from school, Jack Burgess, has signed with the Montreal, whatever the fuck they are. I don't know how to actually say it, but in the CFL, in the Canadian Football League. So, massive shout out to our man Burjo. He sent me a picture the other day over in Montreal, and it looks pretty cool. So, massive big ups to him.
It's actually like there's been a lot in the CFL, the NFL. We'll get to them in this segment, but it'd be strange going to Canada, an English-speaking country, yet going to a city that speaks French.
We met 2 dudes from like Montreal, Canada, when we were over in the States.
Hit them up.
I actually was messaging one of them yesterday. Might have even been today, sorry. Yeah. But I was talking to the boys and just got to talking to these fellas, and one of them was really good with his English, the other one probably not as much. I said, "What do you speak?" And they're like, "Oh, French. We're from like Montreal, Canada. It's the only place where it's the main language is French."
It's crazy. Burjo's going to be there, kicking footy around, trying to learn his French.
Big baby giraffe talking in an Australian accent. I don't know how he's going to go. Huge congrats, and we know he's going to kill it over there. And hopefully, he can get his way onto an NFL list would be ideal. Big shout out to Mitch McCarthy as well, who's been on the podcast.
Great man.
Indiana punter, he's been picked up by the Pats. And then there's a few other guys that have been picked up on mini camps or undrafted pickups and whatever. So we've also got Jack Bowmaster.
Yeah, Bendigo boy.
Yeah, Adzy's mate, we'll call him.
Yeah,
Adzy's mate. Then Brett Thorson's another one. He's been picked up by the Vikings. Keelan Crimmins has been picked up as well. He's gone to the Bears. James Freeman Reynolds to the Giants. Ferguson Reynolds, sorry. Keegan Andrews and James Randall. So massive shout out to all the Aussies that have been picked up and all the best to those boys.
While we're talking about it too, I just want to sort of tell the listeners what it all means. So you've got Jack Bowmaster and Brett Thorson. They've signed undrafted free agent. So they would have some form of guarantee that they're going to be competing at the roster at training camp. A lot of these other lads, like Mitch, got a mini camp invite. So they do an off-season program where it's rookie mini camp, and they need people to come in and see how they go. So someone like Mitch has gone there, punts in front, not guaranteed anything except for this sort of rookie mini camp season. Then they have 6 to 8 weeks off. Then they go to training camp. So a lot of these boys, their opportunity is to go impress in front of the mini camp, hopefully then get a call up to try at training camp, and then see if they can then make the roster. So there's still a long way before they're playing in the NFL, but a huge step to just
Fighting chance.
exactly right.
They're all a step closer to the blokes that are behind them anyway.
Exactly right. And
100%.
as well as the CFL blokes, we know we touched on Burjo, but there was a number of other boys that got picked up in the CFL. So the Aussies are taking over the world.
That's it.
We're running the show. We own the show. So good to see. Let's hope some of these boys can carve out a spot in the roster. It'd be awesome to see more join the NFL playing list.
That's it for sure. Well, my across the end zone it's probably a bit foreign territory to us boys, but Ivan Cleary is set to leave Penrith Panthers at the end of 2027, which is the end of his contract. The reason I say this, I don't know too many NRL people or rugby people, but the Panthers won 4 in a row, and I know that.
Yeah. Well, I know that because every year I reckon I fucking bet on the Storm, and the Storm have been beat by them fucking how many times. So,
but to be a coach who wins 4 premierships in a row, you need to be a wizard and a genius. Ivan Cleary clearly is that. I know it's still got a season and a half now on his contract, and will be coaching the Panthers for a season and a half, but that's huge news out of the NRL.
yeah, like you say, if you've won 4 Prems in a row, you fucking know what you're doing and you've got a pretty good idea. Obviously, he's got a pretty good list.
His
as
son,
well
he's
to
got
make
good
it.
genes too, because his son goes fairly well. Nathan Cleary, another
exactly right.
one of about the 5 NRL players I know.
But then the other part is I don't know too much about it. Like, is he going anywhere? Is he signed anywhere? Or
don't think
looking
so.
to explore his options, or is he just that'll be him?
That'll be him. I think it only came out this afternoon, so fresh off the press, hot off the press. But yeah, any NRL takes for us, Jamo?
Oh, I couldn't give a fuck about the sport. I can't watch it. So I've tried. I've given it a crack a few times.
We probably should have more of an idea about it because every time we talk to an American about AFL, they're always like, "Oh, it's a cross between rugby and soccer, or it's rugby and this." It's like we probably should know a little bit more about it, but yeah, you can't throw the ball in our code.
There's a spot on the crew if you want to be our NRL expert. So if you're listening to the pod and want to fill us in with some NRL stuff, get in the DMs and you can be our NRL correspondent.
Yeah, don't mind it.
We need a correspondent. I think that's it because, I can guarantee I'm not watching it. So. For mine, across the end zone, I'm going to go to some bit of sad news. All news needs to be addressed, but over in the NBA, a couple of players passed away very young last night, which is pretty sad to see. Jason Collins, he played for the Brooklyn Nets and I think a few other teams, and one that was a bit of a shock was Brandon Clark passed away at 29 from the Memphis Grizzlies. So thoughts for all their families and mates and everything going on there, but not what you want to see. And it seems to be a bit of a reoccurring thing that's happening in professional sport, especially in America, or even in Australia, I guess. Like people way too young passing away. So yeah, thoughts with them and their families.
Yeah, it is. It's obviously horrible, and professional athletes that are meant to be at the top of their lives and in the peak of their primes and passing away for different reasons. But yeah, awful news, and all you can do is send your wishes to the family.
Yeah, there's not much more I can add to that. Yeah, it's really sad. And the worst part for me, it's unrelated, but Clark's a hooper. I've been a big fan of him for a long time, so it's just, really sad and something that everyone could probably, take a little bit out of, so...
He burst onto the scene, didn't he?
Absolutely.
Like, his first season out at Memphis, he was lightning out of a bottle, and then obviously he was going through his struggles and whatnot, but 29, still had a good 3 or 4 years ahead of him, but goes to show you just don't know what people are battling with and what they're going through, and yeah, it's awful.
Certainly is. Well, Jamo, before we wrap up across the end zone, I want to get touch. You've got the crystal ball out.
The Oracle. The Oracle.
He spoke it into existence. You wanted the man gone. I don't know if you wanted him gone, but you got him gone.
You just said, at time of recording, I don't know if he'll still be there, and he's not.
I've been calling it for weeks now, and it's nothing personal against Michael Voss. I don't even think he was a bad coach, but I just think Carlton needed some change. Was calling for him to resign at this point because I just thought it was a big burden sort of coaching that team every week, and I just couldn't see a way where he was going to lead them out of it. And then on Tuesday's podcast, released Tuesday, recorded Monday, I've made a little joke, a little sideswipe saying that Michael Voss might not be a coach by the time this gets released. And sure enough, that's exactly what happened. We woke up the next morning and Vossi was gone. And I was like, what are the odds of this? I also said that James Harden's going to go for 60 before this podcast gets released, and that didn't happen. But I'll tell you what, Donovan Mitchell really did.
Yeah.
But yeah, we can roll with the Oracle boys. I'm quite happy with that. I just want to call me that for the rest of my life. I'm basically Nostradamus of sports. So.
The one thing, like, I wouldn't have given you too many flowers because it was pretty obvious that he was probably on the outside looking in. But the fact that you said in the reel we posted, if I was him, I would just walk away. And that's exactly what he did.
Within 24 hours of it.
It was, props to you.
Thanks, boys. Let's see what we can predict for tomorrow, hey, before this one comes out. See if there's any more tonight.
Oh, very good. Well, we'll jump on to my pyramid. So we're going to have a pyramid series where we go through ranking it in a pyramid. We'll over the off-season, we'll do a range of different things. But I thought we'll do a post-NFL draft pyramid.
Yeah, nice.
Ranking the teams from the top of the table to the shit kickers down the bottom.
Is this your prediction? Is this your Super Bowl winner and your bottom sides, or just the teams you think are going to be the best post their drafts?
Post draft right now,
Yep.
the best teams in the NFL. Yep. Brought to you by Adam.
If anyone wants to sponsor the pyramid, by all means.
The first up, I'm not going the reigning Super Bowl champs. They're up the top somewhere, but I'm going with the Los Angeles Rams.
Whoa.
Big start. Rams, big off-season. Trent McDuffie to shore up the corner situation. I would have loved him not take Ty Simpson and just get a weapon at 13.
Yeah, especially that early in the draft. But anyway.
But
They passed on their first round pick.
yeah, they did. But they're still on top. Second, I've got in the second and, well, I'm just going level 2 of the pyramid, is the Seattle Seahawks, and a team, I said to you a few weeks ago, Jamie, I've come full circle on the Denver Broncos. They're sitting in the top 3. Seahawks, they lost a couple with Kenny Walker. Probably a harder schedule coming this year. Still in a really good division. A few aging guys on their defensive line. Still think they'll be right up there. But, that's where I'm going. And Jalen Waddle is a massive reason for the Denver Broncos offense that I'm going so high with Denver.
Yeah, I'm certainly not going to disagree with it. I personally wouldn't have them that high, but I can see your point.
I like it. They made a good run last year. They obviously didn't have Bo Nix for their final game of the season. You add in a superstar wide receiver. Jalen Waddle could be anything this year. He could genuinely take the next step. He's never been treated like that true number one, I feel like, and had good quarterback play, which Bo Nix can actually give him. So can see Denver taking the next step. And for Seahawks, I think the bloke they drafted at the end of the first round, hearing some good things from Jadarian Price, there's people out there saying that he's actually better than Jeremiah Love. So they played on the same team, which I find is a little bit strange. And I'm not saying I agree with it. I'm just saying I've been reading it. And if he's anything like what Jeremiah Love is going to be, then they might have a better Kenny Walker. They might have an upgrade.
Yeah, well, I was listening to Todd McShay's podcast the other day, and they didn't have him in the top 50. So that's polar opposites
Of every
of the draft prospects.
It's hard at running back, though. It's hard ranking running backs compared to other positions.
Level 3 of the pyramid. No order. I've got the Bills, the Packers, and the Los Angeles Chargers. Thoughts?
Packers.
Yeah, to be honest, the Packers were probably the one that they just snuck into this sort of echelon. But I think Michael will come back. It's got to drop for Jordan Love, doesn't it?
Don't think it's his fault.
Yeah. I do like LaFleur as a coach. I like their defense. They're probably of the top sixth, but I've got them at 6.
I think their run game takes a bit of a hit next year. I think Josh Jacobs is coming towards the end of that hill. I just think he might really start degressing. Is that a word? Start declining. He might really start heading down. Yep, that's the word.
You've put me on the back foot there, so bug ya.
For me, the one that stands out to me is the Chargers, and I couldn't agree more with it. I reckon the Chargers are in for a massive year. I know a lot of people hate on Justin Herbert. Like, he's never done anything in the playoffs. He's never done anything when it counts. He's never really been that healthy. He's never had proper weapons. So he's going to be fully healthy now. He's going to get a full season out of Amari and Hampton. We hope he stays healthy. And he's actually got some weapons now. So I think that's a great pick.
O-line?
And the O-line, yeah.
He's so much healthier on the O-line, yeah. Like that, I couldn't agree with you more. I think Chargers are almost the pick out of those three, I reckon. I've got them above the Bills.
Next, segment 4, I've got the Bears, the 49ers, the Lions, and Kansas City.
It's a good 4. It's a really good 4. You could make the argument that all 4 of them could be in your third tier there. Let's talk about the Chiefs.
Well, I really like, we've spoken about it on a previous pod, but I really like the Justin Fields. I might be the last Justin Fields homer left in this world, but he's perfect for what the Chiefs are going to try and do. It means Pat Mahomes doesn't have to rush back. They lost Duffy, but they've gone and got Mansour Delane in the first round, that's just a plug and play replacement. I will, till I die, put money on Pat Mahomes. He's just the best quarterback in football. Him and Andy Reid, I'm backing them for a bounce back.
I think they'll bounce right back up, and it would not surprise me. I think Mahomes will be ready for week 1. They're going to trot out there. They're going to be a whole lot healthier, and there's every chance that week 2, week 3, we're talking about Chiefs running it back and genuinely being a title threat, pushing for that number 1 spot on Adam's pyramid.
The one that, for me, in that level is the Lions. I've been a massive fan of the Detroit Lions over the last few years. Like, they are just packed with studs across the board, I think. I think now that Jahmyr Gibbs is the main man in that backfield too, with no Monty to share the load, I think they only get better in the rushing game. And I just feel like they're a team that haven't even reached their potential yet. And I've got them nearly in my third probably slot, like the third level you'd have there.
Yeah, I like it too. They also, both them and the Chiefs, they not making playoffs last year, they're going to have an easier schedule this year. A few things open up. If health is such an important part of the National Football League. So if they can just get a little bit of luck on the health front, I think they're both going to be right back up at the business end, probably pushing up in the top 3 sections. Anyway, the 5th section, we have the Cincinnati Bengals, the Philadelphia Eagles, the Houston Texans, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and the Washington Commanders. Jamo, who do you want to talk about?
Commies.
The Commanders. I'm actually really bullish on the Commanders. You look at Jaden Daniels last year, in his rookie year, he was a stud. Absolute gun. Then his year last year was riddled with injuries. Their roster did age a fair bit and aged ugly. I think that what they did in the draft this year with their limited picks and through the off-season, I think they addressed a few holes. They might have just taken a little step back last year to take a bigger step forward. 2 years ago, they played in the conference championship. So, get me back. I'm back buying Washington Commanders.
You and me both, mate. I think they've nailed their off-season. Their defense is so much younger, so much faster now. And then, the draft as well. Like, bringing in Sonny Styles.
Yes.
I think he's just going to make you better straight off the bat. And offense, it just comes down to Jaden Daniels being healthy and having a good season. If it's anything like that rookie season, they're a playoff team.
Agree.
Probably for me is the Bucks, and I've got the Bucks because I think they nearly deserve to be lower than that, in all honesty. I just don't see a world where they're better than what they were. Like, they've lost arguably their best receiver in Mike Evans going to the Niners. Igbuka's coming back from injury, so how healthy is he going to be? I think their offense just has pretty big issues, and it's probably the part where I reckon I'll let them down a little bit.
First things first is their division. I'm not big on the Falcons. I'm not big on the Panthers. And the Saints, which I've liked, they've improved. They're still a ways off. Secondly, I don't think Baker was injured. I don't think Baker was healthy last year. So getting him back healthy, yes, they lose Mike Evans, but you get Godwin, who they paid. He's coming off injury again, another year healthier. Ibuka, Bucky Irving spent so much time last year in the injury front.
Yeah.
Them three, if they can just get a little bit of health, I feel like they can get up back. And I love me boy Baker. I love Baker Mayfield. So
yeah, you know me. I like Baker too, but I'm just going to find it hard if he gets to round 3 and he's got nothing to throw the ball to.
I see. I think
Igbuka could have a massive year.
Yeah.
He could be huge.
I'm not saying that he's not. I'm just saying he's got a serious injury that he's going to come back from. So him and Godwin, who have both been banged up last year. So that's my only concern.
They did have the receiver depth though. Their wide receiver 3 and 4 haven't had probably the reps, but I can see them sort of taking the next step this season. The next part
just sorry to pull you up on that. Igbuka is not coming off an injury. He had a hamstring tear last year, and he played after it. So he's had a fully healthy off season. I just wanted to pull up on that one, so we're not putting false information out there.
Yeah,
he's going to be wide receiver 1 next year. Yep.
Draft him early in fantasy drafts.
Oh, if I've left him there for you, you can have him.
Next row we have the Tennessee Titans, Baltimore Ravens, Dallas Cowboys, your Colts, Jamie, the Panthers, and the New York Football Giants. Jamo.
How the fuck are the Titans in this? That is disgusting. That is
because Will Levis is going to start.
If that's the case, then I'm happy to swing around on this one. But I don't think they're going to be starting poor old Billy over Cam Ward at this stage, even though I think Billy's got him covered.
I really like what they did this off-season on their defense. And then I think getting Carnell Tate in the draft was exactly what they needed. A number 1 guy.
He's a wide receiver too, though. He hasn't even been a number 1 target, and he's going into the NFL to be a number 1 receiver. I don't love it. I can't see him having 1,000 this year. And I think for the Titans to be good, they're going to have 1,000-yard receivers somewhere.
Yeah. Again, we go back to the division. They're the first AFC South team that I've mentioned. I know that the AFC South plays the AFC North, which a lot of the teams are upcoming with the Ravens, the Bengals, the Steelers, the Browns. I think they're all in just a big basket. You look at your Colts, the Titans, the Jags are no good.
What about the Jags? You got them over the Jags?
I've got them over the Jags, yeah.
Titans are going to finish higher than the Jags this year.
Yeah.
I hope you're right.
I'm strong with that.
This sounds like a box of piss bet, I reckon.
When we get to the Jags later, but I really liked what they did. I think Robert Saleh, he had a no hope case at New York at the Jets. So he's gets a second chance. How many coaches are better off at their second dig? He's got a really good defense. Cam Ward, I think, will improve this season. Look, someone's got to win the division. It's probably Houston, but it's not a super, super talented division. It wouldn't shock me if they snuck in, but I wouldn't go that high on them.
They'll win 3 games next year.
I've probably still got them 3rd in the division, but they're just in this row of...
Who's last?
The Jags.
The Jags?
Yeah.
The Jags are last. Jags are pretty good last year.
Jags got lucky. I'm not a big... We'll get to the Jags when we get to the Jags.
I was about to say, I think we've already got the Jags circled for whenever they pop up.
I'm fine. Don't you worry. I'm not letting it past it.
The one for me...
I hate them.
The one for me in this bracket is the Baltimore Ravens. I know they're in our division as Browns fans, and the reason I think I'm bullish on them is because I actually enjoy watching Ravens football. It's very easy to watch Lamar, King Henry, Zay Flowers, and then they've lost a couple of guys here and there, but then they've also picked up Trey Hendrickson on the defensive end. So I just don't see how it works there.
Okay, this is my Ravens hate. The Ravens,
The Ratbirds.
the dirty Ratbirds. I don't. You are buying into a guy in Hendrickson who doesn't like to run block. I think Derrick Henry is starting to get to the end. I would be buyers beware for NFL fantasy drafts. I'd be steering well clear.
I was buyer beware this year, just gone, and I didn't pick him, and he went massive.
But
I was BioWare 3 years ago and he's still been doing it. So I just think this bloke, he just keeps proving me wrong.
Zay Flowers is He's a number 1B or number 2 receiver. They didn't address receiver in free agency. They've got an aging list with a lot of holes. They lost Isaiah Likely, who I think is a huge piece. Their coach, Harbaugh's one of the best coaches in football, in my opinion. So I see them making quite the decline. And Lamar, if Lamar's healthy, they're way too low. But I think it's been like 3 of the last 4 years he's had missed games.
Yeah.
So the style he plays, if he misses 4 games, they're probably going to go. If Snoop Hundley's quarterback, and they're probably going 1-3. Yeah, I can see the Ravens being mid this year at a 8-9 or 9-8 sort of record.
Fair enough.
I'll pay it. I think it is Lamar or bust. I agree.
The next row we have the Browns,
Jags.
Browns, Vikings, Panthers, Saints, Steelers, Jaguars.
I was about to say, I thought we were going to leave Jags out of that one, yeah. Kept them for last.
Oh, fuck me dead.
I'm with Jamie here. Give us your Jags reason. We're only picking one, I think, for this slot.
Well, we had Sam, the draft expert, come on the other day, and he said his biggest hate of the draft was the Jacksonville Jaguars. So they didn't have a first-round pick. They've lost your man, Jamie, Devin Lloyd. Lost another, the running back as well. What's his name?
Etienne.
Travis Etienne.
No, how do you say it? Sorry. What's the real pronounce?
How do you want it pronounced? Etienne or something?
I was about to say, it wasn't Etienne.
Nah, it was way worse.
It was, yeah.
Etwan or something like that.
We'll put the clip in later. So they've lost a number of pieces. Travis Hunter hasn't turned into...
Achan, sorry.
Yeah,
sorry.
there it is.
Achan. It's not Achan.
Travis Hunter hasn't turned into the player that they're hoping. He's coming off an injury.
Played half a season.
Yeah, but...
He played half a season.
Is, what's his name? Brian Thomas Jr.
Jr.
Is he going to have a bounce back? I'm not sure. I'm not a big Trevor Lawrence man. Yes, he had a good season last year, but it's new again, having an easy schedule. Yeah, I'm off the Jags. The Jags also pulled off like 3 or 4 just steal games last year that they go the other way. They go 4 and maybe 5 win team, 6 win team.
Fair enough. I think the biggest point there is probably the biggest question mark is BTJ. It's the same as your argument for Jaden Daniels. Like, second-year Blues, didn't have a great year. Can he bounce back? I think if he can bounce back and Trevor Lawrence actually has something to throw to, then they will probably be around where they were or they'll improve. But I do agree in the fact that I think Trevor Lawrence is just a system quarterback. Like, I think he's fine. I don't think he is in that top sort of 15 bracket of guys. He's just outside that. But I just think based on what they did last year, they can't get worse, can they?
Well, I think they can.
Clearly.
I think they snuck a few and... yeah.
I think they did. Like, I agree with you in terms they snuck a few, but you could make the argument that Trev won him a few. Like, do you remember that one he ran in? Like, to be fair, he nearly fell over. But, like, he was definitely not a bottom 16 quarterback last year. He probably played... I'm not giving him top 10, but he's somewhere between 10 and 15. I think bottom 16 is a bit of... Like, I don't like him. I'm not a big fan of him either. He's a division rival. I fucking hate it. But... like, I think it's probably a bit harsh having him as a bottom 16 quarterback, bottom half of the league quarterback. I think BTJ was just injured last year. He was on the injury list. He's on the injury report every single week carrying a toe or a finger or whatever it was. I just don't think he was fully healthy. It was his second year. He had an outstanding rookie year. I'm not saying he'll be as good as his rookie season, but he'll be better. Travis Hunter did his PCL after playing his best game. they're going to play him as a two-way player again. I think they're probably more going to focus on defense because they've got a few more receivers, but he's still going to pinch hit in there as being a receiver. Could explode for a few big games. I think they're similar to where they were last year. I hope they're shit. I hope you're right. I hope they're in this bottom bracket with the rest of them there. But I don't. I think they're an almost playoff team. That's where they're at.
I'm going to go through just looking at my pyramid. I reckon I can name 16 quarterbacks better than Trevor Lawrence and not even blink. Well, Matthew Stafford, Sam Darnold, Bo Nix, Josh Allen, Jordan Love, Justin Herbert, Caleb Williams, Brock Purdy, Jared Goff, Pat Mahomes, Jaden Daniels, Baker Mayfield, Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, Dak Prescott. Him and Danny Dimes, toss the coin. I'm not going Danny Dimes though. Tyler Shough.
Say Jalen Hurts.
Oh no!
Yep.
Tyler Shough.
Tyler Shough. I like Tyler Shough.
You're taking the piss.
Nah, Tyler Shough.
You're taking the piss. You're taking Trevor Lawrence, who led Clemson, number 1 pick.
I don't care what he did in college.
Tyler Shough.
How many did I get there?
I was going to say, regardless of whatever he's saying now,
we're not paying Shough.
Trevor Lawrence was fighting out for that 16th spot. I said he just wasn't a top 15 quarterback. That's all I said, and I'd agree with Adam.
Tyler Shough is...
Yeah.
I don't know if I've got Tyler Shough ahead of him, but I've got there's 15 blokes I agree that are better than him.
Fernando Mendoza. So what am I sitting
fucking
at?
spare me. He hasn't played a snap.
18 of studying that.
Oh, we throwing in Joe Flacco as well. We're just giving anyone. No, I do agree. Now you list him out, name him out. That's fair enough. He's probably around that 16th mark, but I'm not paying Tyler Shough, and it's disgusting.
Righto.
What's next?
The last row, we've got the Falcons, Dolphins, New York Jets, the Arizona Cardinals, and the Las Vegas Raiders. To be honest, the Raiders, now I'm looking at it, I would swap. Oh, I'd love to get them up a row because I loved what they did last year. I'm going to do it. I'm going to put the Raiders in and Steelers on the bottom row.
So you reckon the Steelers are going to be worse than the Browns?
Than the Raiders.
So you reckon the Browns aren't going to be last in their division?
Nah.
It's a massive call.
Who's the starting quarterback for Pittsburgh?
Oh, don't know, don't care.
Aaron Rodgers.
Drew Aller's not ready. Will Howard clearly
It'll be Aaron Rodgers.
isn't up to it. Aaron Rodgers is washed. He's done. He's got no football left in him. He's 43.
They went to the playoffs last year. Just reminding, they actually went to the playoffs last
Pop a Percocet in his mouth and I reckon he'll find a way.
The Browns beat him in the second, was it the last game or second last game? And the Browns had nothing to play for.
Hang on. We had a sack record to play for.
And they didn't want to give up the sack record that bad. They gave up the game. The Steelers suck.
They still went to the playoffs.
They got beaten the brakes off. They don't have a quarterback. I do like their running game. That's probably their strength. Their O-line, it's okay. Nah. They're on the bottom.
They're gone from a playoff team to a bottom 5 team. Bottom 6.
Hey, it's his list, mate.
It's
his list.
You want to get up and do your Outback pyramid?
Might have to. Fucking hell, this is travelling. You'll get sacked in your 3 weeks.
I'm trying to find
season hasn't even started yet. Tyler Shough.
I'm trying to find an argument for one of these teams or a team I want you to sort of elaborate on more, and I don't think I can find one. The only team probably in this bracket that I think is somewhat okay is probably the Cards.
So you're taking the Cards over the Steelers?
No, they're both in the same rung.
They're in the same rung, but yeah, I just would.
But you just said that if a team had to be like making an argument for us, the Cardinals, and you're making an argument for the Cardinals over the Steelers
because of the quarterback, mate. I'd have fucking Jacoby beef brisket ahead of fucking Trevor Lawrence.
Well, the Outback pyramid's getting a bit rogue at the moment. There's the first rendition of the Outback post-draft pyramid. We'll readdress during training camp. Jamie clearly is a big fan of my Trevor Lawrence take. 17th. What do I have him? 18th. Trevor Lawrence. He's probably... Now I'm looking, Danny Dimes, Jackson Dart. I could have him outside the top 20. Shought Sanders, pretty easily.
Oh, spare me. Spare me. Oh, no. Shock.
One I just want to touch on before we wrap it up, but the Atlanta Falcons, I think, are going to be so bad this year. If we could... we're working on a sponsor, but if we can get a sponsor, I'll give me the under for the Falcons by $1 billion. I'm not a bet. I haven't had a gamble in about 10 years, but the Falcons are going to suck.
The only shining light they've got is Bijan, but that's about it, really.
Bijan.
And I don't like their coach.
Yeah, I think that gives them like a bit of a... It almost just keeps them alive, just having Bijan. I don't think they're going to score less points than some of these other teams on this bottom row here. But especially the Cards, I'm like, what's the difference between the Cards and the Falcons?
They're all in the bottom row. I don't have them in front of each other. They're all shit.
I'm not saying. I wasn't comparing them, but I'm like, I don't think they're going to be the worst team in the league, but I think they'll be thereabouts.
Righto, we're off to the next segment.
It's a bit argumentative.
We're off to the next segment. Intern's Island. It's the segment where the intern, he goes on an island for someone, something, anything, and says why someone needs more credit than they're getting. Who you got?
Yep. This is the hill that I'm going to die on, the island I'm going to die on. And it's a biased take. I'll put that out there straight away and I'll happily wear it on the chin. But Jake Waterman of the West Coast Eagles, my beloved Eagles, who suck, he is a top 3 key forward in the competition. No, please note that I said key. He's not a top 3 forward, but he's a top 3 key forward. And if he was on a better side, he would be getting a lot more recognition than what he's getting. So, my reasoning behind this is he's had a shocking year in front of the sticks. As a fan watching it week in, week out, as a bloke who's normally a beautiful kick, he is really struggling. He's gone 3-3, 1-3, 4-4, 1-2, 1-3, 1-4, 1-1, 3-1, and then 3-5 on the weekend against the D's. Had he have kicked half of these goals, sorry, let me backtrack, that's got him at a total of 18 goals, 26 behinds, which has him 17th in the Coleman medal at a kicking efficiency of 38% in front of the sticks. And they say bad kicking is bad football. Well, it doesn't get much worse than that. But had he kicked half of those goals, he'd be sitting on 31 goals for the season, which would have him second in the Coleman behind Ben King, who's on 32. On Gold Coast, who at the start of the year were probably looking to be better than what they were. But what Jake Waterman's doing in the worst team in the league, I think if he was on a better side, he'd be getting a lot more credit than what he is. And for me, I've got him as a top 3 key.
Can I go first, Jamie?
Discuss.
Yeah.
He literally said the reason why he's not a top 3 key forward in his argument.
Yeah.
Bad kicking is bad football. I don't care. If you kick points, then you're not a top 3 forward. Ben King, Aaron Norton, Sam Darcy. I don't know if you count Sam Darcy because he's injured. Jeremy Cameron, Charlie Curnow. There's 5 and I haven't even blinked.
Jack Gunston twice.
Jack Gunston. Top 3 is... I'm just not having it.
Oh, fair enough. And that's why it's my island. I just don't understand how a bloke can be having as much of the ball as he is and having that many set shots. And just, obviously, yes, I said bad kicking, bad football. I know that was my counter argument to my own point. But as I said, had he kicked half of those, not 3/4, not all of them, had he kicked half of them, he sits second in the Coleman. That's my argument. That's my island. That's my take for the week. Jamo, anything from you?
I feel like you're talking about West Coast like it was them 3 years ago. Like, they're actually scoring the ball this year and they're getting it down there and getting more opportunity. I love Jake Waterman. I think he's fun as to watch, but calling him a top 3 forward 9 rounds into the season when... Did he even play last year? Was he banged up last year? It's round 10 this year.
Yeah, last year was banged up a bit.
So
Shoulders.
Yeah. I don't think you can be calling him a top 3, mate. I think you could say top 10. I'd give you 10th.
If you said 5, I could understand the argument. But top 3 is ludicrous.
Hey, that's why it's my island and that's why I'm dying there by myself.
If you agree with the intern, get on the socials and give the big fella a bit of support because Jake the Snake.
The loosh.
The loosh.
The loosh. I can't imagine I'm going to have too much support with me. You're probably right. I probably should have went top 5, but hey,
That's what the island's all about.
It was off the cuff, and I went, no, fuck it. I'm laying my plums out for my man.
For the purpose of content, how about you jump on and let us know if you don't agree with the intern, just so we're getting a bit more engagement.
For sake of clicks and comments, I think get on and tell me how wrong I am is probably the best way to go about it.
The one thing, putting a bow on it, the fact that if he kicked at 50%, he would be second in the Coleman, that does sort of blow my mind a little bit. That is a good stat. I'll give you that, but bad kicking's bad football.
Here.
Yeah.
JMO, you've got... What do you got?
Rightio, Gartner's guarantee of the week here, guys. As we're rolling in to Sir Doug Nicholls Round, I've made a little habit that's made me a little bit of money over the last couple of years. This little theory holds up very strong. I did get let down by one leg last year, but something I noticed, and now it's over 2 rounds, you actually get 2 goes at it, which is brilliant. I'd back Aboriginal forwards to kick goals on Sir Doug Nicholls Round. So Gartner's guarantee of the week, I'm going to run you through a little bit of a multi here that I've put together, and I can tell you this is nothing more than a guarantee. Don't hold it against me if none of it gets up, but if you like it, have a slap on it responsibly and respectfully. So first leg, as I pull up, and as I slap this together while I was driving today, don't encourage that either. Gold Coast Suns versus Port Adelaide. We're putting in Jamara Ugle-Hagan for a goal and Ben Long for a goal. At the time of release, if you're listening to this a bit later, you might miss this leg, but we've also got Charlie Cameron to kick 2 goals against Geelong, Brisbane Geelong on Thursday night. Adelaide versus North Melbourne. Yep, he loves the Gabba as well. Isaac Rankin against Adelaide versus North Melbourne. We're popping him in for a goal. Now, this one shits me a little bit. Go on.
Are you a bit worried that Jai Simpkin just sits on Rankin?
I think he'll sit forward and he'll probably kick 3.
Play on.
Melbourne versus Hawthorn. A little bit shit, I think, that Cozzy Pickett got off on that suspension. What are your thoughts on that, actually, Intern? Talking about your man Waters. Was that a clean hit? 2 weaker?
Oh, the Lucia's got a fucking big head. It's not exactly like he had a small target to hit, play on. And Cozzy's in my fantasy side, so I'm glad he got off.
Jeez, you'd be giving odds for a guarantee here.
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
You'd be printing
Gart,
money.
Moving on.
Gart's is guaranteed $1 million to 1.
Cozzy Pickett, Latrell Pickett, both guaranteed goal. Carlton versus the Dogs. Artie Jones, he'll kick one for you. He's only $1.31, but we just slapped him in there anyway.
He had the yips on the weekend, Artie.
Not in Sir Doug Nicholls Round, mate. He'll put him straight through. Essendon Fremantle. I've got Shai Bolton and Isaiah Dudley. Little dream team there. They'll both kick a snag. No dramas.
He couldn't have any more.
We've picked every Indigenous player in the AFL to kick a goal this weekend.
No, just the forwards. Just the forwards. There's a few I avoided there. But St Kilda versus Richmond to wrap it up.
He's got more.
Liam Henry to kick one. It's paying a total of $27, so it's nothing crazy, but Garth's guarantee this week. Slap that on, and I'm telling you, it's getting up.
Did you say $27 for all that?
Yeah, I know. I should be paying more, shouldn't it?
That could be the worst multi I reckon I've ever fucking heard. $27 for 15 blokes to kick a goal.
It's actually 10.
Oh my god! Thanks for the guarantee, Jamie, but I'm happy to leave this one alone. I think. Who are you betting with? Fucking hell! Who's giving you the odds? Your dad?
Oh shit!
We've been banging on about this. We'd love to get a sponsor to sponsor like Gart's guarantee or something like that. So we could then say, if you multi this all up in so-and-so app, you can get this and whatever.
Right.
Whatever fucking bookie's offering that, we don't want you to sponsor us. My God.
Yeah, well, yeah. Gamble responsibly.
No, don't gamble at all. Not on that shit. Fuck.
I can't wait for this to get up. I'm coming for you, Aiden. I'm in fucking tears. I've lost the plot.
If it gets up on Sunday after me gig, I'll scull 2 pints of Guinness in a row for you. That's how much of a guarantee this isn't to get up.
I'll hold you to that. Oh, Christ on a bike, as Aiden would say. Fuck, it's got me good.
The wrap on tonight's set, we've gone across the end zone. We've sort of discussed the post-draft NFL pyramid. Intern went on an island for Jake the Snake.
A very lonely one at that.
Jamo's come up with a Gartner's guarantee that Aiden guarantees will lose.
And you came up with an upside down pyramid.
Wow.
Jaguars and Saints Steelers fans at Adam Tui 7.
Yeah, directly for him. Not Outback to Endzone. We don't all stand for this. Straight for A2E7. Straight there.
Oh, shit. Well.
Oh, good fun, lads. Good fun.
Good stuff. Good luck to everyone on the weekend. Who you got in the footy, Aid?
We have the bye.
Oh, you got a week off.
Get in.
Even better. We've got
we got the Wickers.
Yeah, the Wick. Hopefully get back on the winners list. Stick around for Sunday Sledges. That'll be out on Sunday. Yeah, keep up to date with all NFL news. Like, follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. Any parting words, Jamo?
See you around like a result.
See you around like a result.
See you around like a result.
See you, Rissel.